Hey guys, this conversation is supposed to be between me and another individual who I'm trying to get a, get across my points and my understanding of the universe in a very compassionate way, a way that another human being will try to understand. So I'll just start. I think that the first thing for me is definitely I have been thinking about the universe. I've been thinking about the stars, and I think that after the Big Bang, there was a lot of ordering that went on in the universe, and everything is ultimately connected. I think is the point that I'm trying to get at. That if everything's connected, we have a whole bunch of different order in the universe. So after stars started to form from the first materials, then planets started to form, and they went through a series of evolutions that allowed life to develop on planet Earth. And from that, life started to develop when cells and different materials started to come together and understood that they could work better together. And it was more of a natural thing. It's a natural order of the universe that things work better together than they do separately. So they started to come together and they formed different materials on the earth. So they started with the physical things, and then you go into the first organisms, and then those started to develop even more and more, and the cells started to realize, or not realize, but they started to work together to achieve a bigger goal together. So you see that in plants, and you see that with cells working together in the cell walls and tissues and whatnot, and they started to form together. They form our organism, and somehow our organism has this consciousness that many other animals don't have. So the consciousness is something that questions the universe, and the thing that questions the universe, I think, is what means that humans are ultimately an extension of the universe. And I think that we all understand that there's connections between human beings that are more than just what we see. We don't have this completely physical divide where we're completely separate entities. I think that for most people, it's self-evident, or for a certain kind of people who have reached a certain kind of information in their life, it's self-evident that there's a connection between human beings. It helps me to think about how if there's 10% of if there's 10% of me that's part of everyone else, and then if you start to realize that more with the right side of your brain, which is in tune with the connections between things, it's part of, it gives you your spatial recognition skills. It allows you to it's the one that does creativity and language and whatnot. And then if you switch back to the right side of the brain, it's the one that is more logically thinking about things, trying to work towards something. And I think that there's an impossibility to separate those two, because that's part of the way that the universe works, is that there's multiple things going on at the same time, and they're all trying to get to a certain answer. And I think that it is to try to understand the universe. So if you look at where we are today in the world, we've made several progressions throughout history. So we've made technology, which I think was the beginning, starting at agriculture, and then it started to move forward and became what we have today. And technology, I think, has evolved to a certain level where I can now watch this video that's called TED. These videos that are called TED online, and it helps us to understand the universe more and more. And I think I'm going to stop now and go to lunch because I'm not explaining this correctly. Bye.